On 23 June 2016, Britain shocked the world by voting to leave the European Union. This is the dramatic true story of how and why it happened, the political battles, broken promises, and historic consequences that changed Britain forever. The first time, a member of the European Union had voted to leave. Was Brexit really about taking back control, or was there a much deeper story behind the vote? In this documentary, we uncover the events, decisions, and public concerns that shaped one of the most significant moments in modern British history. Britain's relationship with Europe has never been straightforward. After the Second World War, Winston Churchill called for a United States of Europe.
We must build a kind of United States of Europe. The structure of the United States of Europe, if once truly built, will be such as to make the material strength of a single state less important.
Yet Britain chose to stay outside. Twice rejected by France, the UK finally joined the European Economic Community in 1973. Under Edward Heath, largely for economic reasons. Just 2 years later, in 1975, Harold Wilson held a referendum on continued membership. The result? A decisive 67% voted to stay. But the relationship remained uneasy from the very beginning.
In the 1990s, the European project had changed. The Maastricht Treaty created the European Union and promised ever closer union. Maastricht is a vital step for Britain's future in Europe.
This is a betrayal of our sovereignty. Maastricht is a disaster. We must fight it.
Then came the 2004 enlargement. Net migration to the UK rose sharply. For many communities, this became a flashpoint.
The UK Independence Party, led by Nigel Farage, began to rise. Friends, the establishment has failed us. We must take back control of our country. Together, we will make Britain independent again. In 2013, Prime Minister David Cameron promised an in-out referendum if the Conservatives won the 2015 election. It is time for the British people to have their say. It is time to settle this European question in a fair and final way. I will give the British people a referendum with a very simple in or out choice, to stay in or to leave.
The Remain campaign warned of economic disaster. The Leave campaign promised to take back control of borders, laws, and money. One of the most famous images was the red bus claiming we send the EU £350 million a week. The £350 million claim was later disputed by the UK Statistics Authority. When the results came in, the country was stunned. Leave won by 51.9% to 48.1%. England and Wales voted Leave. Scotland and Northern Ireland voted Remain. The divide was also generational and educational. On 29 March 2017, Prime Minister Theresa May triggered Article 50, formally beginning the UK's withdrawal from the European Union. Her negotiated withdrawal agreement would later be rejected 3 times by Parliament. Boris Johnson won a landslide election promising to get Brexit done. On 31 January 2020, the United Kingdom formally left the European Union. Polling showed immigration was the single biggest concern for many Leave voters. But it was not the only factor. Education level proved the strongest statistical predictor of how someone voted. This heat map shows a clear trend. Higher education levels strongly correlate with increased support for Remain. Those with postgraduate degrees were far more likely to back Remain than those with no qualifications. Britain has now left the European Union. It has signed new trade deals and regained control over its borders and laws. Yet the debate about whether it was the right decision continues, and will do for years to come. What do you think was the biggest reason for Brexit? Comment below. Thank you for watching.